to elevate.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
And I'm the other brother. Welcome, everybody. Hey, I love exciting episode.
Okay. Now, this is going to be part 3 of This Process Works. There was so much to cover, you know. Now, in this part 3, we just want to give you practical steps of how I went from someone that had no job to using this process to getting the job, and how Mr. Clay used the same principle, the same process, and used it in business, used it in earning income from home and all that, this kind of thing, to now my daughter too use the same process. Okay. Now, what's the process? The process is personal development as a foundation.
Yeah.
Learning life and people skills. Okay, and then learning some practical steps, some practical, for want of better word, let me just call it sales, people interaction skills that are very, very powerful. Okay, now, very quickly, I came from Nigeria, and I actually read in a novel, and this is where reading comes. And in the novel, it just said that, this guy went to an agency and got a job. And I'm thinking, agency, get a job. Now, this time, everyone that were already here, they didn't tell me anything about agency. So I read it in that book. And so when I got to London, I said, you know what? When I get to London, I'm going to go to an agency. So when I got to an agency, I found out that, their job was to find me a job. I'm like, oh, okay. Why am I feeling? Because everyone there was about you fill application and send it to so many places and
to companies.
Yep. Pray, hope, pray. So I'm like, why am I going to be sitting here praying and hoping when I can just go to that agency and let them look for the job for me? So I did that, and it worked. And I'm wondering, why don't people do this? So I told my younger brother, Mr. Clay.
Well, you know, the story started with, you know, don't go and get gyro. Don't go and get the dough.
Yeah. For you. For me,
and I was like,
please.
I was like, what do you mean don't get, you know, he's like, no, you don't need to go and get the dough. Don't even go there. So I've never even signed on before. I've never signed on or anything. Because what Mr. Phil told me.
Yeah.
Go on,
Mr. Clay, 1 second, yeah. Because I wanted to put a context for them. Yeah. When I got here, I was told to go and sign on in the Social Security office. So that's like getting checks from the government. And luckily, though, while I was doing that, I was reading these personal development books as well. And they were telling me, no, you don't just go and get free money. Develop yourself so here I was getting free money. Here the books were telling me, develop yourself. So by the time Mr. Clay came along, I had already overcame the weakness. That's the word.
Temptation.
The temptation and the weakness of relying on handouts. So why would I let my younger brother go through what I went through that I knew was bad? So by the time he came along, I just told him, don't even bother going in that direction. Mr. Kalaya, please. Sorry I caught you.
No, definitely, because I think probably that background needed to be said. So I was told, don't sign on. Go and get a job, and the way you get a job is go to this agency. And you know, this is probably gonna be one of those videos where we probably need to make another one for premium subscribers, people that are gonna pay, because so I don't want to go too deep.
Yeah, don't go too deep. Don't go
because
too deep.
You know, to get you the real A, B, C, D steps, you need to value it, and you need to subscribe for that. So anyway, so he was like, you know, you need to go to agencies, and this is how we're gonna do it. This is the agencies, you know, update your CV and go, because you know, coming from Africa, the way that it works is you get your degree. Once you get your degree, when you finish your education, then you, like my brother said, you start writing to companies. Hi, I want to work for your company. I want to work for a company, you know. And most people, I was watching this, they weren't getting good responses. In fact, they were getting no responses most times. If they got a response, it was like, oh, you know, so we've seen your application, thanks for applying, but we have so many applications every year. Please, we'll refer you to our HR department. Somebody will get back to you. You know, and anyway. There was bottom line is there was no jobs going for some of these people. But Mr. Phil going, through the agency route, was able to get a job like the very next day, you know. So back to you, Mr. Phil.
To be honest, that process worked, and like you said, we have to do a premium one for those people that really work, because it is deep. And there's now Rick. So by the time Rick Tuna came along,
oh, sorry, Mr. Phil.
Please.
So that time I'm talking about the 1990s.
Yes.
Way before internet.
Way before internet.
Now, yeah? I know we can't imagine a life without internet, but trust me, there's many years there was no internet.
Okay, cut long story short, ladies and gentlemen, we went from unskilled jobs with agency to my first job in the city. I even remember asking Mr. Claire one time, say, how much are you earning in that job? And he told me that, I said, leave that job tomorrow, you're coming with me to the next one. Mr. Claire, tell quickly, confirm that.
Because, this thing, like our virtual mentor always says, that when you get onto the job ladder, it is not a bed, it's a ladder. So you're not meant to lay there, you're meant to climb. Right. So we started from just get a job. So you got somewhere to go, and then you build up from there. So we went from unskilled, factory work, doing dirty, being with people that you just looking around thinking, they're looking at you, you're looking at them. Everybody knows you're not meant to be together, right? Because there's no connectivity there, and then so as you start working your way up the ladder, as you start climbing up the ladder, you start getting into more skilled jobs, into the office, into things like you start using computers, start looking around and saying, okay, yeah, I'm meant to be here, know. And then after a while, you find out that, oh, actually, I'm the only one like me here. There's everybody else, So as you continue to climb this ladder, back to you, Mr. Phil.
Now, Mr. Claire has gone so high now that he is at executive level. And that's another video for another day and another exclusive video. Because some people will be intimidated. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
But
indeed.
Now let Rike finally speak.
Yes.
Because, okay, the thing about it is that this is a teaching video, and obviously we have to, but Rike now, many years later, we now told Rike, I told Rike my story, just as we're telling you, I told Rike Mr. Claire's story. So Rike now had to go out into the world. Rike, what happened?
Yeah, so I followed in the footsteps of my father and Uncle Leia, and it was a very fun experience for me, but I did, get beat down a couple times. So on the first day, I researched some agencies, and I said, okay, yeah, put on my nice little black dress and my blazer, took my handbag, and I went out to the city.
Now, Rike, sorry. Everybody, I apologize, because I wanted to put the context to this. In my time at Mr. Clay, we used to go and register with like 100 agencies a week. Mr. Clay.
Well, the thing is, when you're doing it the way we did it, it was all about the numbers game.
Yeah.
So we used to get a travel card and get up at the stop and cover all the agencies in that area.
Yeah.
Looking for one job.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, I'm unemployed looking for work. No, that was work in itself.
So by the time Rike's time came to get out there, that had already changed, Mr. Clay. The principle is the same, but the method is that, because now what she found, and I found that so I couldn't really help her. I could just tell her what we did. The principle, now the method had changed, and then, so Rika, over to you.
So everything was now online, basically. All the agencies where my dad said that, oh yeah, try this one, try that one, they weren't there anymore. They had all moved to online, and it was just like, yeah, drop your CV here, and you never hear from them. So it wasn't a very ideal situation for me. But I still went about the old way and did exactly what they did. And I went out into the city and I found the agencies which were still standing. And I went in with no prior meeting, no appointment or anything. And I said, hey, I'm here to get on your books. And they all looked at me like, huh? What are you doing here? They don't do this anymore.
Where did you drop off from?
Yeah. In fact, somebody even said, oh, wow, it's a breath of fresh air having somebody come in and like, because they don't do this anymore. We don't actually get people come in and have a chat with us and see if they can, join our books just by a walk-in. Because usually it's either you're online, phone consultant, or
or referrals.
Yeah, type of thing. So it was very interesting for them to see me come in, especially a young Black girl in the city. They were like, yeah, what are you doing here? But on my first day, it was actually very, very well. It was successful because I got on the books of 4 agencies compared to what my dad and Uncle Lego were doing, 100 agencies. Only getting 4 was actually a very good thing for me because them not being there anymore was kind of an issue where everybody would be like, oh no, you have to put your CV online, and it was like, oh my god, the same story every single time. But yeah, so the first day was really good. I came home all pumped, like, yeah, Dad, I got some agencies today, and hopefully I'm gonna get some work. But he said, you know what? Just because today was good doesn't matter. Go out tomorrow, keep grinding, keep going. So I said, okay. So I got up the next day, and it was raining. And I said, oh man, I don't want to go out, I don't like getting wet. I don't want to be carrying an umbrella and things. But I still went out that day. And that was probably my worst day because I didn't take an umbrella. I got soaked and everybody told me, go online. There's nothing here for you today. I was just like, the day of all days when I really, really wanted to, continue my winning streak. They told me, But yeah, so that taught me a lesson that, okay, even though things are changing, I still can't give up, I still got to push through. So on my 3rd day of going, I went into one agency, I think it was in Waterloo, and I didn't have any prior appointment. But as I walked into the main reception, there was a tablet and there was the different consultants on the screen. So I literally just picked one, and the lady at the reception was like, oh, so who are you here to see? And I was like, yeah, I'm here to see him. And she was like, okay, have you got an appointment? I said, yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't have an appointment. So she called him, he came down, and he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know we had an appointment today. I was like, yeah, lovely to meet you. Here's my CV. But yeah, so we were there, we had a chat, and he said, oh, great, yeah, you got a really good CV, Oh, we're looking for some people who've had experience in this sector and this sector. I'll give you a call back. Here's my number, I'll send you an email and everything. So we did that. And then I went home yeah, got the thing, yeah. So let's see what this is gonna bring me, And then a couple of days passed. I was still going to agencies, but that one in particular, there was something about it that I really wanted to get work from them, And they weren't calling me, and I was kind of upset about it. So I would call him, and I'd be like, come on, you told me that, you had something going for me. What happened? And he'll give me all the excuses in the book. They're sick, they're on leave, they're this, they're that. And I was just like, okay, no worries. Get back to me when, you have something concrete. And then time went on, and, obviously I'm paying rent as well. So my money was running out. So I was like, do you know what? I need to get a job right now. So I called him and I said, hey, I can do temporary work if that's the problem. Like, you're not calling me. You told me all the prospects were here for me. And he said, you know what? Okay, I'll get back to you. So obviously my dad saw me going through all of this process. We were talking and everything. And he advised me to make a video. Because you know with CVs, they're very like unpersonal. You can't really get somebody's personality from them. You can put a picture there, but okay, see your face, but how are you gonna be in terms of, you know, communication and in the workplace and stuff like that. So he was like, yeah, make a video, basically just explaining, you know, experience and how you work well as a team and in loan work as well, and you know, just outlining all of the things that the potential employer would want to hear. So I did that, and as soon as I sent it to the guy who was not even giving a damn about me, he was like, yeah, we have this person and this person, they want to see you, we got this trial for you and this and that. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm ready, let's go. So I went for a couple of trials, and on the second day of one of the trials, the manager just called me into his office, and we were just talking, you know, having a normal chat. I think we were in there for probably over an hour. Everybody was probably thinking, what they're talking about. At the end of it, he was like, do you want the job? I was like, yeah, of course. And the thing was, I didn't even apply. I was just there to just help out. I didn't apply. So it was very unconventional for me to actually get a job without applying, just by having a chat. It wasn't even an interview, you know? So it was very great. And I've been there for over a year now, and it's been amazing. Yeah. So that whole process allowed me to gain different skills in order to, you know, get my own connections and get my own job through the means of which my dad and Uncle Leia taught me.
Wow. Now let's give her a round of applause for that.
Back to you.
That's a powerful story.
You see, one very big thing I want to take out of that is that principles, like we always say, they are permanent. Methods may change. Now, by the time Rika went out there, the method had changed. This is not the world of internet. This is not the world of WhatsApp. This is not the world of... And I just sat here thinking, I said, what can she do that will give her an edge? Because it's all about looking at the circumstances and give you an edge. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what she can do? She can do a video. I bet not many people are thinking about this video thing, especially nowadays, that you can do a video and you can send it to so many agencies on their WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I just thought about it. Please.
Sorry to cut you there.
No.
Making that video and obviously getting the job at my place, one of my colleagues, one of her friends was having some difficulty getting a job, and she was like to me, oh, so how did you get the job? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't do much, I just made a video. And she's like, send me the video. I was like, wow, okay, so everybody wants to know now. But yeah, it was such a good thing that you said that I should make that video.
Okay, and so the beautiful thing about this is that who knows what circumstances you're in? Who knows what the situation is in? The principle will remain the same. The methods now have to change. And how you sort that out is you use your ingenuity, you use your creativity. Mr. Claire?
Yes, even in our time as well, we had to, you know, use our ingenuity.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just about, going to 100 agencies. No, we had to go there. You know, we were super good at it.
Yeah.
We were like, you know, I remember one agency that I came in one end, Mr. Phil went in the other end. We didn't even know we were in the same agency. Well, we knew. I think did we go there together?
We knew, but they didn't know we were brothers.
Okay, they didn't know we were brothers. So we went. You came in one end. Go on, Mr. Phil.
Yeah, so I came in one end, you came in the other end. So you worked them from that end.
I didn't work them from that end. And then we got
over there, and I was like, hey, over here.
You know,
you guys are brothers.
You know, and now it makes sense because the whole office came alive because we were so
Yes.
enthusiastic, we were so personable. They were like, "Oh, we want you to be on our books. We want you to go to, we want you to represent our agency. You're the kind of people we're looking for." You know, and and the fact that your like Mr. Phil said, it's the foundation of the personal development. Reading the books and applying what you're reading. Even now, most people might say, "Oh, reading, I don't like reading." Is audiobooks now. We're in the technology of audiobooks. So you can even listen and also double check, what you're reading on the paper. I find that
Mhm.
sometimes I can read the same book 2 or 3 times in one day, in 124 hours, the same book. So you're always picking things up because you're using audiobooks. So always the time will change, but the method will change, but the principles will remain the same. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the process really works. I brought Mr. Clay to show you. I brought my daughter to show you. And we're going to be bringing other people as well to show you that, this is not just pie in the sky. Our lives have changed. You can see, honestly, I don't want to say things that would make it sound like either we're bragging or anything. But we just hope that the little we've shared with you, because we could share more, we could share our more successes, but I hope the little we've shared with you is enough to inspire you to actually go on this journey. Mr.
Mm.
Clay.
Yes, it's a powerful journey. It's a very exciting journey because you are going after your own dreams, not my
That,
dreams, not Rike's dreams, not Mr. Phil's dreams, your dreams. And do you know how powerful that is when you start knocking things off your dreams? Oh, I've achieved that. Oh, I've achieved that. Oh, I've achieved that. Oh, I've achieved that. Wow, I'm now here. Wow, I didn't know this was even possible when I started all those many years ago. You
Mhm.
know, but you can easily go past it, and you get new dreams. You get bigger dreams. You touch more lives because another thing you start doing is people will start asking you to mentor them because of they seeing your personal development. People will start asking you to advise them. People will want to be around you. And then you start developing a circle of family that not even your biological family, people that are total strangers before. But because of the journey you're going, they will come along with you on that journey. And as you're developing yourself, they're also developing themselves. So it's an exciting journey. And I just want you to come and get on it, join us, because you haven't seen nothing yet.
you haven't. You haven't. And one of the things that I love is the fact that you can see Mr. Clay there is there. I don't have to worry about Mr. Clay. I don't have to worry about him getting income, eating, taking care of himself, taking care of his family. But even more, I don't have to worry about my 21-year-old daughter. Mr. Clay, this year, before Corona, Rike had planned that we're going to go to either somewhere in the Mediterranean. Then we're going to go to Cancun. Remember, Rike?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were even thinking
We
of
were going
squeezing.
to go Canary Islands. We had already paid. And
Yeah,
guess what? She arranged that. Rike, please.
yeah. So obviously, growing up the way I did and not really wanting to ask my parents for much. Once I was finally able to earn my own money and take control of things that I wanted to do, I said, okay, I want to start traveling. I want to see the world. And I said, okay, uh, somewhere close first, because we'd already been to Turkey in the year that had just passed. So I was like, okay, somewhere close, just for like a little week holiday, and then we'll plan the big one. So I first planned our trip to Fuerteventura, and that was going to be for a week. And unfortunately, we weren't able to go because literally the timing was just horrible. that week in which they announced that everything was locked down was the week we were meant to go. So we
Oh.
were anticipating like, oh, they're gonna cancel it. Are we still going? What's the measures? What are they gonna do? But they cancelled it. But yeah, then obviously Cancun was also cancelled due to that. And even I was meant to go to Greece, but I got cancelled. But then it kind of shows me that this year is the year to slow down and really take your time. And firstly, just analyze your life, see what is going on and see what you can, improve, what you can adapt. Because obviously the times are changing now. Like this whole corona thing is number one, in my opinion, ridiculous. But you got what you got to do. I said, okay, I'm now going to use my money for more practical things, more things in which like I'm going to gain a skill. So I haven't learned how to drive yet, but with the money in which I was meant to use for Fuerteventura, for Cancun, and for Greece, I said, I'm going to put that all towards my driving lessons, getting my provisional and my driver's license. And with me, I learn very fast. So I know that as soon as I pay that money, do a couple lessons, but then again, the test will tell.
Now, the thing for me as a father is that again, can you see it's not about money? Can you see it's not about money? It's about my peace of mind knowing that the real love I can show my daughter, I can show my sons, is for them not to need me. Just in case anything happens to me, I know they're fine. That is what we wish for you guys out there as well in Africa. That is why the relationship we have with you through this process, it is to get you to a point where you don't need us. That's so right. You two will be talking like Rike.
Yeah.
You two will be talking about, I'm going to Fuerteventura. I'm going to Greece. I'm going, because you're not relying on Mr. Phil. What do you think, Rike?
Yeah, I totally agree. Independence is the best gift that anybody can give. Be it your parent, be it your mentor, be it your, a relationship as well. Like being independent is the best thing because you don't have to rely on nobody, you don't have to answer to anybody, and you have that aspect of freedom where you're not pressured, you're not stressed, because stress is a killer.
Okay. Now, you couldn't go to Greece. So what's happening now? You're going somewhere now, aren't you?
Oh, yes. So even though I was born in London, raised in the UK, I have not been a tourist in my own country. So I thought, okay, let me do a little spa retreat. My birthday was in June and I was unable to really celebrate it the way I would have wanted to. So I said, okay, I'm going to do a spa retreat, a little weekend or something. And funny enough, it was my colleague who recommended a spa in Bath to me.
Ah.
So I'm going to Bath, and
she's gonna go and bath in Bath.
Yeah, I'm going to Bath in Bath. I was actually planning it. I learned something that everything can be done in your head, but practically it's not the same story, especially with this whole COVID thing that's going on. So my dad was like, "Oh, have you booked your train ticket?" I said, "Train ticket?" I thought I could just use my Oyster card. But eventually I ended up having to buy a train ticket, then calling the spa, getting my treatment and everything sorted, and then booking a hotel because obviously I'm going to be new to the area. I haven't got any connections there just yet. But yeah, I'm going to be going to Bath next week, to Bath. And it should be really fun, just some chill time by myself. And yeah, I can't wait.
Beautiful.
Okay, guys, I hope this now shows you. I love what Rike said there. The best gift you can give your loved ones is the gift of independence. My daughter said that.
Beautiful.
On that note, I hope this proves to you that this process works. Speak to you next time. Say hi. Bye, guys.
See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody. Thank you so much.